Hello guys and welcome back to McCallum Productions. Before we get this video underway, we're aiming to hit 2,000 subscribers, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you guys could hit a big red subscribe button, turn post notifications on, and enjoy the video.
Yes, hello guys and welcome back to McCallum Production Podcast. We're here again in Eggman Studios in Glasgow, and today we're joined by Callum Belly himself. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Hello, everyone watching.
Yes, thanks very much for joining us, mate. It's good to be back. We've had a wee hiatus away, but aye, no, it's good to be back. So, just to get started, obviously we know who you are. For those watching that might not know who you are, who are you and what do you do?
So my name's Callum Bowie. I do a few songs on TikTok, some covers and stuff, but I also release my own stuff. I probably should have led with that, but write music-based stuff is probably how I'd sum myself up.
Nice one, yeah. So as a music-based person, what would you say was like sort of your introduction to music, like growing up?
Oh, I mean, my dad has always been a huge music person, so we've always had music on in the house and stuff. Mainly like all the old school rock was my dad's, kind of like AC/DC, like Iron Maiden, Rush, all that kind of like old school stuff. Yeah. They don't make music like that anymore now, but yeah. So I've always kind of had music when I was growing up, and then at some point, my dad came back with a guitar he was on a business trip to America, and he came back with a guitar, and
cost him a fortune. And
but I think he bought off his boss or something. But anyways, he came back with a guitar, and it was a nice guitar, and I was not allowed to touch it. So it was a case of like, you don't get to play that one. I'll get you a less good one, and you can try it on that. So I kind of like learned on a wee cheap electric guitar, and
working your way towards the nice fancy.
The brand was literally called Electric Guitar, straight from China. But yeah, it was
work your way up, mate.
Breakfast at Tiffany's, I think, was the first tune. Yeah, a few G's and D's, and that's about it.
As exciting as it gets.
Yeah.
But so obviously that was your sort of musical influences growing up. Were you like sort of frequent at gigs like when you were younger with your parents and that?
To be fair, like I know a lot of people that go a lot more gigs than I do. Yeah. But when I was a kid, my first one was McFly.
Oh yes.
It was some band called Elliot Minor. I can't remember where it was. It was like Aberdeen somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they were really good. And after that, I was like, I'll do that. Yeah.
I think that was the same with me as well, though. Like, we were saying that like my first gig with Snow Patrol, and I don't think it could have been like a better gig. Like, it's just like you see it and you're like, I want to do that. But I think a lot of people are like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Could take a guess what mine was, Declan.
I think most people can guess just judging by their lock screen anyway. But
Kings of Leon, by the
way. if you needed to explain that after talking about NFTs and all that, which Kings of Leon. But I'm not being rude. I've got my notes on my phone here.
You're fine.
But yeah, so obviously you're saying you're sort of, when you were growing up, your aim was to play that guitar that your dad brought home from America.
Pretty much, yeah.
So were you like sort of self-taught then, or was it like, did you have lessons?
So it was like, initially it was like one of those like chord books, and it was like a few tunes in it, and it was like Green Day, some like the easy ones that you get when you learn guitar, and I learned those, and my dad was like, if you can play Breakfast at Tiffany's, I'll get you a better one. So I got a better guitar. Even then, it wasn't like an incredible guitar, but then had that one for years and played it at school and stuff, but and then just kind of progressed, and then eventually only like when I was about 14, 15, I finally got a shot on the good guitar, even though he doesn't really play anymore, but no, that was definitely my kind of my start influence.
Introduction.
So how long would you say that took you then, from your electric guitar literally being that brand to work up to that?
And I don't know, I'd say like I probably started playing when I was about 8.
Right.
Dabbling in it, and then it was more like YouTube, like Marty Schwartz and stuff like that. And then did a few lessons actually for like a year or 2 years or something. Probably 8 to about 15 was my progression on that good guitar. So it took his time, to be fair.
That's the thing though, a lot of people are like that. It's like there's no sort of set, like this is how long it takes.
And that's the thing, is like if you do it for fun, because my dad was always really good, and he was like, look, if you don't want to do grades, don't do them. So I was like, I despise grades, so I was like, I'm never going to do it you know, to be a session musician or a, you know, not that I have anything wrong with session musicians, obviously, but as in, it wasn't for me. I really wanted to like create the music. So yeah, it was more just a case of doing it for fun, and then I just kept that passion throughout school and stuff like that, with like school bands and random stuff like that. But yeah.
So you're saying like school bands and stuff, like how did that come about? Was that like sort of high school or was that like primary school?
That was probably, yeah, primary was, I didn't even have any in like academy really. It was more primary. We had like a school band, and it was kind of like a school endorsed band, like, you know what I mean? You got out of class a few times, and that was like,
that's why you're in
class.
it.
It's the fame. Yeah, but no, it was good fun. We used to get to go and have lunch early and stuff, and do band practice and whatnot. But the teachers were actually, they were heavy into it. So no, that was probably P7, I think.
Yeah.
But I've seen photos of me when I was like that age, and I back in the day I thought, oh, it must look cool. But, like, it's actual me like rocking out like so bad. But
flame t-shirt and
yeah. Crowd surfing and everything. Man.
But so then obviously you're saying like that was sort of your growing up. That was your touching into music. Like when was it you started? Obviously you do your TikTok videos and things like that. When was it you started? Obviously, it wouldn't have been TikTok your first time, or was it TikTok?
No.
Before that,
nah, it was. I'd written songs maybe when I was like I'd always written songs and they'd never been very good. And then like when I was about 12, maybe we wrote a few songs. Me and my dad wrote a few songs actually, and then I wrote one later, and I was like, oh, I could actually just get it recorded. And he was like, yeah, go, definitely try it out, get it recorded. I recorded one. It was only like an hour in the studio. Paid for the hour, put it out on YouTube, and it was not bad. For me now, I can't even listen to it. It's horrifying. But like the actual the song itself, I thought was okay. But the guy who I now produce, like who does my production now, Michael McDonald, he used to. So I used to swim. Bit of a backstory here, but yeah, I used to
backstroke.
So I used to swim, and he used to like coach and help and help with the squads and stuff. But he did production out of uni, and he was like, "Oh, I quite like that song you did. Do you want to record a real one?" As in like a real one, as in a good producer and stuff. And I was like, yeah, definitely, why not?
Yeah,
and
let's go for it.
Yeah, and so that was kind of like the start. And then,
so how old did you say you were about then?
It was 2018, January 2018. So I would have been just turned 17. I think. I should probably know that. But yeah, forget my own
17, 18.
Yeah, I would have been 17. But yeah, that was probably my first like real. That was 6 years, so yeah, I would have been 17. But that was kind of my first real introduction to like music. As in, like, taking it seriously. Yeah. And it was like people would listen to it in school and stuff, and like the one originally, like the one I'd done when I was like 14, 15 or whatever. It got like mocked a wee bit, not like mocked as in I was like bullied at school, but like, you know,
you'd have folk come up and say,
and then the one I released later, like people were like, oh, it's actually, you know, it's not bad. And for in school, I was like, oh, here, I'm the boy. Like, I was like, yeah, I'll keep doing this stuff. Like, but yeah.
So would you say like the general reaction, like for folk at school, was quite positive then?
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely wouldn't say it was negative at all. It was nice. It was nice to have some feedback about my music, because I'd never really I'd always done music at school, but I'd never been like a standout musician,
right? Yeah.
Because you know, people do grades and you know, there's like incredible guitarists and stuff at school that all do like you know, your Metallicas and whatnot. So one of my pals was really good at that, but so I'd never really like shown that I could, you know, play or sing or anything in school. So people were a bit like confused that I started suddenly putting songs out and whatnot, but
sounds like a certain Mr. McLaughlin.
Oh really?
Robert that does the podcast with us, he's a bit like that as well.
Oh really?
Do you think it was like sort of subconsciously you were worried that if you did do the stuff that you do now when you were at school, like the reception from your year group wouldn't have been as good?
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially at school, it's pretty daunting, like doing anything that's out of the ordinary, you know, that's not just like playing COD or like you know, eating and sleeping, but yeah. I always was nervous of what my peers and stuff would say, but it was a good reaction, and it really like made me want to do it because I don't know.
You do enjoy it at the same time.
No,
putting yourself out there.
It, and I would never have thought I'd be like where I am. Not that I'm anywhere, but you know what I mean. Like where
doing
I
as well
am.
as you're doing now,
doing stuff, taking it seriously.
Relatable.
But yeah, no, it's a weird progression. I must admit, it's very like scary sometimes, but it's so fun. I would not change it at all. It's so fun, yeah.
So you're saying at like the tail end of 6th year that you were your high school career, that you started like taking music a bit more seriously.
Yeah.
When was it that you started sort of touched into the TikTok social media side of things?
So the social media, I was never a TikTok person, and I'd like.
I think that people have that badge for it, be like, I was never a TikTok
person. Disclaimer, I was definitely not a TikTok. I'm joking. So I was more like an Instagram. I posted a few covers, probably 2019 maybe, and I'd done gigs and stuff, but I never really did it as like I want to do this as a living or like a job or anything. Like I just did it because it looked fun. And then lockdown came, as in 2020, and I was like, not doing an awful lot, might as well make something of my hobby. And then so I posted a lot of clips and like tried to kind of push my music, because I already had a few songs out at that point, so I was like, I'll push my music, and it got a lot more attention than I expected. And then my sister, in like, I think it was like end of December, my sister was like, you should try this TikTok app. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'll give it a go. And then posted some stuff, and it did like, normally on Instagram or whatever, I'd be looking at maybe 100 likes or something. But the fact TikTok obviously pushes to random people, and like they can all like it whenever they want and stuff. I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And then it got way more attention than on Instagram, so I stopped really posting my like sing-songy stuff on Instagram and kind of like made the switch.
But I mean, I suppose the algorithm's like completely different.
It's so different, and it's so friendly. Well, it's so very, very unfriendly sometimes, but it's very, very friendly to like musicians trying to get a bit of exposure and stuff, because like anyone can be your audience, and it's just a case of luck sometimes, and you get nice comments and whatnot as well. So you're
saying you get those nice comments, but sometimes it's not.
I get nice comments, but I also get bad comments. But some of them are funny. Like some of them are really like so just out of the blue, no need for like the rudeness. I'm like, why not? Sometimes I delete a lot of them. Most of them I do delete, because it's like I don't want other people like seeing them and then liking them, and then like imagine that's the top like comment. It's like 400 likes on, this guy smells. I'm like,
but I suppose you do want that to like encourage other people to then like go and just like rinse folk.
But I mean, I don't get many of them. They're normally pretty good.
So would you say you're that type of person that like, if you do get comments like that, it doesn't bother you too much? Like,
I'd say originally it did, but now I'm like, I've had like, I've not heard it all. Please don't try and bully me on TikTok. This is a challenge. This is not an open invitation, but they're mostly friendly, and like I'd say I don't get much hate.
That's good then. Hopefully it stays that way. But obviously you're saying like you've done well compared to what you'd done on Instagram before. It's just been like it's continued to skyrocket. Like I feel like
it's pretty weird. Like I don't know. It's just like when one video does well, other videos will do well as well, just because of the sheer number of people clicking your profile.
Yeah, because they're already on it.
Listening to your music or whatever. Like it definitely goes hand in hand. Like it also goes hand in hand with Instagram as well, I think. Like when a video does well, and Spotify even, as well. But like if a video on TikTok does well, people go and click your Instagram profile or your Spotify or whatever, and then it's just like a whole world of new people that are now listening to you, which is very weird. And it's very quick. It's been very like fast since I started making TikToks, really.
Well, especially since what you were saying, lockdown, that's just over a year.
And I mean to be fair, I'd done music before that. I'd say for 2 years before that, or maybe a year, but I'd only really like got a following, if you know what I mean, but like a following.
Well, I mean, you can call it a following. You have over 50,000 followers on TikTok. I mean,
I'll take that. But Yeah, because I think my first post is the 14th of January or something. So it's been like really weird since that. But yeah, no, I enjoy it. I do it every day. Like I like actively go and like listen to sounds and try like figure them out and whatever and stuff like that. But
so it doesn't feel like a chore. You actually fully enjoy it.
No, it's not a chore at all. Like I'll still like when the cameras are off, I'll still like sit in bed watching telly and just absolutely muck about on my guitar all the time. Like I do struggle sometimes, like not struggle even, but as in I do like sometimes find it hard to find inspiration if I'm doing a lot of covers for my own stuff. I don't have the time. I feel like I don't have the time to write. I probably do have the time to write, but I just. When I do, it
just feels like it's too much of a load to try.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's music again, but I never dislike it.
Yeah,
it's all. I go in and out of phases. I think of like really wanting to do it and like absolutely pushing, and I feel like it's also like when I get the validation on TikTok. Like, see when a video does well, I'm like, oof. Let's keep going, but then
it's human nature, if you are on a roll when you're getting
exactly,
whatever. But I'm not just saying because of numbers as well, but if you're just going on,
if you're feeling good about it,
if you feel good about it and
you're enjoying doing it as well,
exactly.
It's good fun.
It's relatable in a lot of different things, not just
if
music.
It's not broken, don't fix it. If you're doing well with it, like keep it going. But like that, because we literally had that conversation this afternoon because we were talking about like our coursework. It's like. I study audio engineering, and then obviously you're like the graphics and things like that. It's like those are our hobbies. So then when we've done all our coursework, it's like I don't really want to do that hobby because I've done too much of that. But like, but you don't study music, do you?
No. So I do engineering. Well, I'm kind of like changing at the minute. I'm trying to do a music course now. But, I'm second year engineering at the minute, but. It's pretty like rubbish, like not rubbish.
You're way more driven with music.
Yeah, and it's hard to like because they I better watch what I'm saying. Nah, I'm joking. Like they expect you to like pretty much put aside everything and just focus on your course. Like you get 40 hours of coursework a week and like a lot of stuff on top of that, and then.
No 20-year-old lad's gonna do
exactly.
that.
It's like
especially when the pubs are open.
I had the night before and I'm like, oh, I can't be honest. Like, but nah, like I'm trying to do a wee music one now, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, try and make the crossover.
But I know, because literally I just thought that because we had that conversation before we came out our lunch. I was just saying like how much our coursework has worn us down. I feel like we've no time to enjoy it. But I mean,
it's a full-time gig. Like it definitely is.
Yeah, I think we touched upon it before we were coming through as well. I think like if you're enjoying something, like so say you're doing music as a side hobby just now, and you're not studying it, you can maybe fall in love and out of love with music if you are studying it. Because it can become
a bit daunting.
Yeah,
more it's like assessed and like people will I'd like look at all your stuff and you've got to then be like, oh well, I liked it. And they're like, well, I don't. So
that's the thing for me. Like even before all of this, like we were kind of built. I feel like we've been building up to this like channel and doing podcasts and things like that before. And I was doing a lot of graphic stuff for even like Lewis and Declan. They used to be in a band and stuff.
I've got Lewis behind the camera.
Yeah, got Lewis. But yeah, I did graphic stuff for them, like a lot more artwork based things with drawings and everything for their covers or whatever else. And then I cannot tell you the last time I sat down and drew anything, just because I've been so caught up in coursework and like falling out of love with it. But
it's because you have to do it. It's like, well, I don't want to do it now. I don't want to do it.
It's not like you're going out there and like engineering things.
Exactly. It's like I don't drive over the Queensferry Bridge and go, oh. I said that in my personal statement though, so I do really think that when I go.
I'm gonna go home, sit down, draw the blueprints.
But I mean, like that is like music's your escape from that. But I mean,
absolutely.
I'm not going to tell you don't go and do music.
Oh no, I'm now overthinking that. I'm joking.
Don't blame me if you start to hate music in 2 years' time.
But no, it's always on. Like I always have music as like an escape, anyways. So it's nice to, and I always enjoy being able to make my own version of the music I hear. That's what I like the most about it. I'd say is like the fact. Like I hear a song and like try and replicate it, but obviously it's going to be replicated different to how it actually sounds.
Yeah.
So that I really enjoy.
You can be a bit more creative with
it,
covers and things
So
like that.
you're saying like you enjoy sort of recreating covers to like a certain sound. Do you feel like you do that with some of your music? Like I think
As in
like,
my own music.
yeah, like your own your own releases. Do you feel like if you hear something in a song, you're like, oh, I really like that, I want to try that in my own stuff?
Yeah, see, I see. That's the thing is, people sometimes do actually ask that. They're like, oh, do you just like, you know, listen to a song and go, oh, let's try and copy that, you know? Not copy, you know what I mean?
No, yeah,
but
like draw inspiration from it.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I just kind of like, I don't know, right? I feel like I have a lot of, that sounds pretentious, but I feel like I have a lot of musical influences because I listen to a lot of genres and stuff. I listen to a lot of indie at the minute, which is pretty fitting, but I listen to a lot of rap and I actually listen to like a decent amount of dance music as well.
Yeah,
So I feel like they kind of all subconsciously get drawn into my music anyways. So like I write the guitar first and then just kind of like hum over the top until I come up with something, but it's never really like an active, oh, I really like this specific thing, I'll go and like put that into my own tune. I feel like I just kind of come up with some random stuff, but no, it's good fun though. I enjoy writing.
No, it's just interesting because obviously everyone's got their own methods.
Yeah,
and it's just interesting to see.
Process,
going back and forth because like obviously you have like done it in the past. And, you know your technique or whatever that you go through maybe. Yeah, and then it's good to just have like something completely new to kind of bounce off of.
And that's the thing is people forget that about music. They're like, oh, you know, how did you know to do that? I'm like, well, you never really know. You just kind of like once you like it, then hopefully you just hope other people will like it, and that's.
So would you say you've got your own like kind of formula for coming up with stuff, or is it just kind of just bouncing?
I feel like I do
everything?
now. To be fair, I feel like I always just start with a riff, like on the guitar, and it's not even a case of like I actively look for a riff. I'll just be playing the guitar late at night or whatever, or when I'm bored, I'll pick up the guitar because I've got it on a wee stand, so I just like pretty much grab it whenever. About 20-30 times a day I'll pick it up. But I'll just like muck about on it and then accidentally come up with something. I'm like, oh, it's
quite
alright.
good.
Voice note, oh mate, my voice note's probably got like 10 gigabytes worth. But
it's interesting to see because I know there'll be other people that have a set plan, like that's exactly like they want to make a good song or whatever.
And I feel like your Noel Gallagher's and stuff don't help that story of just like, you know, listening to a song, because I swear he rips off. I mean, I hope he's not watching. I'm hoping he's not watching. I'm joking.
He is an avid listener.
I'm sure.
Never getting one of the Gallagher's on the podcast.
But I mean, like when we spoke to Dance on Tables, like they were saying like that's what they do. They'll listen to a song that they like and then they'll break it down sections that they like and like, not rip it off, but like
they kind of spoke about that.
Yeah, like how can we make like a similar version of that because it's what we like, so it's what we want to play basically. Because
I feel like with more of them as well, because obviously there's what five of them, so like you can bounce back and forth off of different personalities and things like that.
I feel like that's one thing not lack as such, but as in like
you can get that
really
off of others the way.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I do quite enjoy hearing other people's opinions. I always bounce the music off people to see if they actually like it first. When I have a demo or whatever, I'll be like, do you like it? And if they're like, yeah, it's good, I'm like, because you know, I want people that are going to tell me if it's rubbish.
Don't just say it's good because they're your mate.
So it's normally my family and my flatmates. Probably my family, like all the time, I'll send them random stuff. Do you like it? Do you not? And then half the time they're like, it's alright.
It's alright.
And I'm like, yeah, that's not the one then. Unless someone's like, oof, that's amazing. Then I'm like, okay, right, I've got a bit of momentum here.
So how many oofs have you had then?
Probably about 2.
An honest artist, right?
No, but like you're saying, obviously, you've only got yourself, so you're sending it to friends and family. Do you think that? Well, do you sometimes wish that you had like that sort of band scenario around you that you could?
I do and I don't. I really enjoy playing with a lot of musicians, in like just like jamming or whatever. But I must admit, I definitely do like being able to like control what I'm, or like go at my own pace even. Because like see when people write at different paces and stuff, so it's like you'll be thinking of something and it's like taking a while to come, and they'll be like, no, let's just use that, and you're like, I had something that was coming, but you can't just be like, oh, give me 10 minutes, because then they're not going to like want to listen to it.
Just stand there silent.
Just trying to figure something out in my head. But no, it is weird.
So obviously, without a band, you're on your own. So with things going back to normal a wee bit now and restrictions easing, do you think you'll be lining up any gigs in the not too distant future? Or
Yeah, so I've got a few plans in the pipeline, if you will, but
PJ Malloy's.
yeah, someone say PJ. But yeah, no, I'm definitely planning a few gigs. I'm planning on doing a wee Scottish tour. That'd be really cool. Still need to figure out a few of the venues in Glasgow and either Dundee or I was actually genuinely considering PJ Malloy's. But I was like, because that
big
stands up,
advocates for
man.
PJs.
We'll get a few ticket sales for you, mate.
But no, I've got a few gigs lined up, but I'm kind of like waiting until things are just like, you know, you don't have to book it about 6 months in advance.
Yeah.
I can just be like, I'm playing next month here, come if you want or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do like a 2045 tour or whatever. Like waiting.
Postponed from 2022.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll come, mate. It just
But
takes
I
a bit of
think
time.
that's fair though. I think a lot of bands are like that just now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not wanting to.
I do have stuff planned. I had like a few support ones and stuff like that for mainly Aberdeen. I've got an Edinburgh one as well actually, but a few Aberdeen gigs lined up, but they're just support ones. So I really want to get like a headline one. Like see how that goes.
Aye,
but I don't think I'd go for a big venue and then like I'm not going to do King Tut's or something. That'd be pretty crazy. But that's I definitely want to.
You want to just dip your toe in the water?
I want to tread water before I swim. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Because that's the last thing you could want, eh? So like, it's obviously if you are headlining King Tut's,
don't get me wrong, I would definitely do that.
But there's also the scary part where it's like, oh
it's
shit, like 20 folk are down
that. It's like and half
been there, done that.
A bit close to home. No,
don't get intimate.
No, but obviously, like with gigging comes obviously new music and releasing things like that. But obviously, you've done a lot of releasing to date already. How sort of consistent do you feel you want to be with that? Because obviously that's a big thing.
As in new singles and new music and stuff.
And
yeah, so I'm trying to stay on top of it now. I had a wee gap, mainly because of COVID, to be fair. But I did have a wee gap because I had one, Steal That Feeling was a single, and that was April. And then I released one in October, and then it's been ages now, so I've only just released that new one now.
Time that I can borrow.
Yes. Stream it if you want. But so I definitely am staying on top of it now. I've got a few demos in the works. Hopefully get a wee summer bop out. That'd be nice. Mm-hmm. But we'll see how this one goes as well.
So it's doing well so far.
It's been
what was that, Friday
really
it came
nice.
out?
Yeah, Friday it came out.
Over 5,000 streams already.
You're not even a weekend yet.
Yeah,
you're doing all right.
Mental.
I'll take that, to be fair. I'll take that very much. But yeah, it's definitely the marketing, I think.
Yeah.
Like I feel like obviously with the TikTok reach, if you have like a short clip of your song or whatever, that's what I'm trying anyways. It might, blow up in my face, but like if you have a wee clip of your song and then just say like, oh, it's out now or whatever, people will go and take the time to stream it because it's in their actual social media.
Yeah, like it's coming up already,
and it's easy to link as well when it's on TikTok as well.
Just click the link and that's you.
I feel like that's one thing that TikTok's got over Instagram, like in terms of how
just
easy it is.
And you can even just jumping from TikTok to Instagram. The wee
the links to get back and forth.
Yeah,
for
really
sure,
good.
man, for sure.
But it's pretty straightforward for that, and then I think that helps a lot of artists as well when their songs are doing well on TikTok and stuff.
And you notice it as well, like even in streams, because Spotify for artists, you get obviously your listener count and your stream count and stuff. Like you get.
That's quite fun though, just seeing where everyone's
so
addictive.
The countries and everything.
See, in the first week, you get like when you release a new tune, you can see like the live count of like how many people are listening and whatever, and it's so hard. I'm like, swipe off, get away. Don't even look at it. It's
more addictive than TikTok.
It is definitely more addictive for me.
Relate that to YouTube. You're just sitting on it looking at it. But you try and avoid it because you do want to just hopefully get your best work out.
At the same time, you've spent the time and effort in making sure that it's something that you're happy with.
Yeah,
you want to see how well it's doing.
And
it's both sides. you'd say.
Oh, it's a double-edged sword, yeah. Like, you definitely want to see how it's received, but then you also don't want to get caught up in, oh, it's done terrible, or it's done, obviously if it's done really well, I'll be like, get in, but like, if it's done terrible, I'm not going to go, oh, I'll just pack it in then, that's me done, you know what I mean, yeah. Because it's all luck with like, you know, when it's like, when it hits people's algorithms or who it hits and stuff. It's weird.
I know, it's a strange time.
I always think luck's such a big factor in it that people just always overlook. They're like, oh, I've done all this, I've done all that. It's like sometimes just they don't push it or they don't do this or whatever.
I get a lot of people that force it, like coming back and forth, but it's kind of based off of luck, as you say. I don't think much folk kind of think about that anymore. Yeah,
they all just think, oh, this is the hardest I've tried in this video.
So I'm going to do it.
And it's like, it's all behind the scenes. Like, I spend a lot of time like editing all my videos and you know, making sure they're actually looking good as well, sounding good and looping properly and stuff. And I feel like that makes a huge difference.
Especially the loop thing as well.
Yeah, the loop thing is such a big deal. If it's like in time, like, so what I kind of do sometimes is I'll listen back and I'll like close my eyes, and instead of just watching it, I'll close my eyes and just like keep, so say it's like the song's going like that and it's towards the end, I'll try like keep that beat throughout the loop so that it just constantly doesn't change, because sometimes if you're like that and then it stops and then it goes, you're like, well, that's just rubbish, no one's going to watch that. You know what I mean? It's
but obviously like making sure they look the part, that's a big thing. But do you think that is, having them look the part has helped get the views and the sort of reaction that you've had? Yeah,
because like a lot of the time it is the angles, and for me, like, so my bigger videos on TikTok have all been spontaneous. So like one of the ones, a girl, like my neighbour, shouted out the window. It was so weird, and everyone's like, oh, you definitely set it up. I'm like, I actually do not know her. Like, I know her now obviously because I've seen her about, but like I didn't know her, and like I did not expect that in the slightest, and my genuine reaction is I swear in it as well. And so like me and my dad, I was like to my dad, here, we need to edit that out if it's gonna like do well, because you know on TikTok like I swear they like don't like the bad language or whatever. It's safe on YouTube, I imagine, like, with your ads and that. But so we like edited out the F-bomb I dropped right at the start so you could actually watch it. But it's all been, the spontaneous ones seem to do better, and because I sing out the window, it's like I normally do get something weird or quirky or like interesting that just helps the video do well.
That's the joys of Scotland.
Oh, mate, it definitely is.
A content creator country.
But I mean, obviously you're saying like that video done really well, but you're getting the reaction from the Snuts as well.
Oh, dude, that was cool. That was really cool. I was fanboying hard right there. I was like, oof, that's cool. Yeah. Same for the Wombats, actually. That was really that was really early on though, but it was like I did one of you know, we're smashing mics and I did a wee like 10-second clip of that, just posted it, and I was like, oh, I don't know if it'll do well, and then it just, they commented on it and I was like, what is actually going on? I was like, I'll keep doing that then.
Well, their song blew up a bit on TikTok. Was it that?
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Tokyo,
No, was it something tragedies or?
Oh, Greek tragedies.
Greek tragedies.
Yeah, I know it's.
Because that one did really well, and that's what I try and do, is just the ones that are doing, or the ones that I hear on my For You page or whatever. I'll just be like, that'll do.
Oh, was the one? Is it yesterday you done? It was like the one that sounded like literally everyone. It's like,
which one was it?
If I beat it, I ain't me on a Johnny, that one.
Oh
it's just like wee daft things like that. I'll do so well.
And that's the thing is, I didn't plan on doing that one at all. And I sent it to my pals. I was like, here, what do you think of that? It's quite funny.
It's stuff like that that gets stuck in your head, and then obviously when you recreate it, playing it, folk are going to be like, oh fucking hell, that's class.
But I had to put a wee disclaimer at the start. I was like, here, I do not normally cover this type of tune, because the lyrics after that are even worse. I was like, oh god. But that one actually went down quite well, which was quite nice. But
I suppose that's half the battle as well, just sort of keeping on top of the trends and like...
Yeah, and also just having fun with it. I feel like the ones I have fun with tend to do better, just because, you know, I'm smiling or I'm
and people can tell.
And people can tell, it's quite like... It rubs off on the viewer, definitely. It's weird.
Definitely.
But so a new topic that we start to do on our Duffy Discusses segment of the podcast is we'll do an unpopular opinion. We pick our favourite album of the past year, and then we pick our go-to karaoke song. So starting off, what is your unpopular opinion?
That's what I'm trying to think. I've probably got a lot of unpopular
to be fair,
opinions.
You do quite a good few on your polls on your stories.
That is one thing I do is a few wee polls and stuff. I must admit, it's not an unpopular opinion, but just my food choices are pretty poor. I'd
You
say.
don't think they're unpopular?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, what a combo, and they're like, what are you even doing? Like
weird food combos.
yeah.
It's the joys of being a student.
Yeah, like, literally, it's like, oh, I can't afford that. I'll just whack it in a sandwich. 9 times out of 10, it's just some sort of toasty. Like, but yeah, no, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a really, a one that people go, oh, that's bad. But I don't know. To be fair.
So what are some of your weird food combinations then? What's your...
I'm sure there's got to be like an unpopular thing that you're saying there. Food
what
combos.
is in the food comp? Oh, it's just I get slagged off by my flatmates for it. Like my flatmates come in and they're like, that looks nice. I'm like, aye.
Come down with me coming soon.
It's just like, I don't know. I'll just have like pasta and like so like, you know, like they'll buy.
That's quite normal, mate.
Yeah, that's my weird food choice. There you go. But no, like, so I'll just buy like a random sauce, as in like, so maybe like a tikka masala sauce or whatever, and it's normally, obviously that's for a curry or whatever, and I'll just whack it in and I'll put, you know, chicken, all sorts of veg in and stuff like that, which sounds normal now that I'm saying it, but if you've seen it, you'd be like, ugh.
Well, there was something on Twitter the other day, and it was like somebody literally had like it was like a chicken curry, but instead of the rice, it was like pasta.
Oh, right.
I've seen something like that.
Folk were slating that. I was like, here, I'd eat that. Like,
It doesn't look that bad.
yeah, definitely.
But no, I mean that's not too bad. I mean, because I was trying to think some of the ones that I done. I was like, oh, I think AirPods are overrated. That was one of my.
Really?
I think they're overrated.
I my AirPods then. I'm joking.
To be fair, I've got a pair, but like I just use them when I'm charging my phone because like obviously I can't plug my actual headphones into my phone.
Oh, what are you a cable through and through guy?
Really? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. I think they're
Better
overrated,
sound quality, is it?
Oh, well, that's the audio engineering student to me coming in.
See, for me, like I've said this before, but with AirPods, like, I'll just wear them because I fall asleep like instantly.
Really?
So then I've not got a fucking like massive cans just sitting there and break my neck when I'm trying to sleep. So AirPods for me, the quality.
I don't think I ever wear those like over ear ones, like walking down the street.
I love them.
Really? Would you wear them down the street? Like, if you
Not down the street. I think I'd get absolute
belted.
See, like the ones Lewis have got on, they're like top notch for editing and for anything like that.
Lewis, you're gonna have to wave. You're getting
you
say
get
hi,
slopped.
That's getting added in. We've mentioned Lewis too many times. To feature now.
Not master man behind the camera.
Ben never gets this street.
I was going to say that. You know, the little Ben cam for the Christmas. Now we've got Lewis.
Ben cam. The whole 40 minutes.
Lewis
just
makes
you
one
sitting
appearance and he's on it straight away. But I mean, there you go. There's another one. An unpopular opinion. I think see lasses that are like pure like, oh, star signs mean you're all, like you're this. That's
that's
not interested at all. See when you're about like at a club and the bouncer's like, what's your star sign?
Oh yeah.
Like, when I was using fake ID, I didn't know my own.
Yeah, exactly. I actually learned it from my fake ID. I was like, yeah, I'm actually a Taurus. Yeah.
And that's such a good point, though. You're not even thinking what your own is when you get
exactly. It's like, well, I don't need to know that.
My birthday's in February. I don't know.
You tell me.
Just get the fucking chart.
As if the bouncers know their star sign. As if they're all like, I'm actually a Gemini. You know what I mean? Like, none of them turn around and say that. So.
Today's fortune will tell you.
They study that. I don't like.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Let's try to catch you out. Sure.
But I mean, so that's our unpopular opinions. Like, what was your favourite album of last year? Because last year was obviously a bit of a stinker of a year for everyone.
It can be this year as well.
Yeah, this year as well.
Favourite album. Oh, that's the thing is I was actually thinking that because you sent me the wee the wee thing and I seen that question. I was like, and I was looking on the bus over. I was like, I really don't listen to albums like fully.
Oh right,
I quite like that. I mean, it's pretty basic. I quite like that Juice WRLD album.
Right,
that was last year, right? The what's it called again?
I couldn't tell you.
It was last year.
The pink one where it's like his post death one or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I can't. I'm not helping you out in this. I'm really sorry. I don't really.
Just say you don't like podcasts at the start as well.
It's at the time.
That's interesting. You say you're not an album guy.
I'm really not an album guy.
I'm complete opposite.
So you're like the album experience.
Yeah, really? I don't know. Like,
especially me and you both listen to vinyl.
So I'm not sure. I just want to like take in what an artist has created as a whole. Try portray, to make an album like kind of I wouldn't say a story, but like
Sometimes
No,
there's
there is.
sometimes
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
story
no, you do
element
have
to
it.
it.
Yeah,
Albums like
because
that,
like
but-
somewhat. I mean, there's that Justin Bieber album as well. I didn't really like that much, but just as in like it's all like based on like certain
sort of genre,
certain
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like
And all like rappers, like you said about Juice WRLD, like I'm sure there's a bunch of other rappers that kind of do go through like their whole thing, but as from like the start to the finish.
Yeah, and
like in
yeah.
terms of their life. like,
Yeah.
like from what they've been through.
and they probably do want you to listen to it in order, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
but for me, I'm very much a case of like I hear a song, I like it, and that's like
Yeah.
that's
No,
just
I
like I don't
understand that
really
part
like
as well,
yeah
for
I
sure.
don't know.
So what would you say your favourite song of
Yeah.
last year was then?
Switch up a bit.
Or maybe like your
I'm
top
trying-
3 or something, because that's difficult. That's
When did that Sam Fender album come out? Was that
Hypersonic.
2020?
2018.
Was that
Hypersonic
18?
Missiles, I
What,
think.
the one with like the borders and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
a great album.
That is one of my
Fantastic
all-time favourite
I'll
albums.
double
I
check,
love
but
that,
I'm
man.
pretty sure it was 2018
saying
because I remember
19.
going to see it live.
Yeah,
saying
I'm
19,
I'm
mate.
really behind with the albums then, but nah,
2019.
2019.
Ah,
2019.
2019. I really liked. I tell you what, I really liked, and I think it's this year actually. Was All You Ever Wanted, but the Rag and Bone Man song.
Oh, right,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, how different for him.
Yeah, and
Like,
that's-
literally, my mum said to me, like,
Yeah.
sounds nothing like him at some
Exactly,
point.
man. I always thought that. I thought it sounded so Sam Fender-y, like
Yeah.
with the guitar
Yeah,
and stuff sounded
for sure,
so
man.
weird. But no, I really like that song actually.
Just trying something new, I guess.
Yeah,
for me.
it's definitely worked for
Yeah.
him. I swear it's been.
He's got
it's received a lot.
I'm sure
better.
that album's out. I think, but
Is it?
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah, I
heard
actually
it.
haven't listened
Not
to
heard
any of
but
that.
Don't know if it's similar to.
I'm such an anti-album guy.
Just the
I
single.
will never listen to that album. No, I'm joking.
But so, if that's your favourite song, what is your favourite song at karaoke?
Oh, karaoke, right? I've only done a few karaoke's. I've done.
Get your bum to PJs.
Thursday PJs. Thursday
Is that
Sunday
a place to
PJs.
be?
Oh,
Is that
see
a place
you
to be? I don't know. I'd say my go-to if I'm doing like a serious one, but I don't like doing a serious one because it's like
Yeah,
it's
nah.
like you've got to
You have to
like, and if you like
pretend
sing,
you're good.
if you sing like you're actually singing, everyone's like he's trying too hard, and it's like oh great. But if you sing like you're taking the piss, he's like oh he's shite anyway.
Yeah.
So, but like
he was supposed to be a
yeah,
musician.
exactly. But no, I do. I like Iris. Iris is a good one.
Oh, right,
yeah.
Iris and I
slow
must.
build that one.
Yeah, it's a long one, and it's in the pub. Sometimes there'll all be the belters on before, and then they'll put that on. They're like, "Why am I doing this?" Like, why to like singing a ballad in the pub to all these old men?
Wait
but,
to
like,
kill the mood.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's why you go for an ABBA number. That's
Oh,
my
right, yeah, I've
does your mother.
that's a fail-safe, definitely.
That's
man.
probably your go-to, Duffy.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd say Party in the USA as well.
Oh,
That's
yes,
it, man.
definitely.
That's it. It's not
Good
my key
classic.
though. That's the only problem.
That's another PJ's
it?
regular. That
Is
is,
it?
yeah, definitely. There's always some lassie that's like absolute tone deaf, steaming.
Party in the
It's you, isn't it?
That's what I like to do on my Sundays.
Why do you think he's growing his hair?
I know the fucking barbers are opening. I'm still growing my hair. Like, come on.
Is that a Capaldi look you're going for
Oh, nah.
eventually, or is it?
I'm not as good looking as that.
Yeah, he goes about in the pubs and that round here, does he?
Yeah.
Because my pals bumped into him and he looked so uncomfortable, just
Aye.
like
You
taking
see him on
photos
the
with like
Brits,
so
by the
many
way?
people.
It's funny the Brits.
What did- oh,
He
what
was
is
on the
performance
Brits.
like?
He was at Steaming. They had to meet him.
They kept like muting him and that, but like the uncensored thing, the first thing he says when he comes on is like, "Hello, motherfucker."
He's absolutely steaming.
Is that this?
Yeah,
Brits?
yeah, it was
No
like
way.
last week or the week
Oh,
before.
that's too funny. I'll need to watch that.
It's brilliant, man, definitely.
Right, he
worth
loves
a
a wee
watch.
bottle of Bucky as well. I'm pretty sure that's why he negged that stuff like.
Snuts falling.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, mate, the Snuts are definitely paving the way. I think they're. I
Listen
think
to that
they're.
album.
But there you go.
Oh,
There's your
there we go. There's an album. I really like that. I really like the
You
Snuts
can't
album.
like go on TikTok and be like, listen to their album,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
not be like,
yeah.
oh no, I didn't like that album.
They'll be deleting their comment. I'll be like, oh. Nah, it sounded. I've actually found that album like you know the song Glasgow.
Yeah.
I actually am. Here's my
Unpopular
yeah,
opinion.
my unpopular
Unpopular
opinion.
opinion.
I actually prefer the demo to
Yeah,
the
I
new
think
one.
I'm the same, but it's just because
Really?
you've listened to it that much.
Yeah,
it's like,
I agree.
for
It's
that
such an
amount of
iconic song as is. So like,
Because I think it'll be other folk will listen to the album and that'll be the first time they've listened to Glasgow.
Yeah.
And then
of
they'll
course,
listen
yeah, so
to the
they'll get
demo and they'll be
into tune,
like, what's this?
it's just a stripped back version.
Yeah,
of the real,
I
yeah.
prefer the demo for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, I like the demos. Yeah,
But no, I mean that's I think quite a lot of like sort of original diehard Snuts fans are like, oh
Yeah.
no, I prefer the
yeah,
demo to
I feel like a lot of people didn't like that. Was it WL? Is that what it's
WL,
called?
yeah.
What does
WL.
that stand? Is that?
Whitburn Lippy.
Oh, see, I thought it was
Aye, of
West
course
Lothian.
it is. I wondered that. How did I not? That's mental.
No, but yeah, I mean, when I first heard it, I was like, don't get me wrong, it's a good track, but I prefer the
Yeah,
original.
I like all the demos, to be fair, actually. And I seen them at Transmit. They were really good at Transmit as well. I wonder, is that on this year? Do you know? Is that?
Well, it's apparently the Shams boys are promoting it.
Are they? Yeah. Are they playing it?
They're playing it. Yeah, it's supposed to. Is it September? I don't know why I'm asking you. You're not the Shams, but September. Yeah, September time. They're saying it's supposed to go ahead.
Oh, nice. Oh, that'd be good, to be fair.
Yeah. The Shams are playing. I think it's a Friday or the Saturday. Yeah. The Shams are playing.
They definitely are.
Yeah, your plug is in there. Your plug's in there. Don't worry.
But happy to round up there.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, totally,
thank you very much.
Good to have you on.
Yeah, that was good fun. I enjoyed that. Yeah, talking music to some people who understand music. It's nice.
Well, I mean, that's the bit.
You can say that.
No, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It was
not a problem.
It was good
Anytime.
fun.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks everyone that's watched this far and as well. So hopefully see you in the not too distant future.
Remember, subscribe.
McCallum Bowie's new track. Get it streamed.
This is why you're my favourite.
Nothing more than